Hello people. Today is the day. Tomorrow is the element of transistor. When there is a transistor, the understanding of funds is the element of the technology, because in return, once there is a teleport, the even order of the decimal is functioning into the expertise and to realize the decimal of 3381 and 3382, which is an unbounding system of a formula. Because in time, once you network the ordering system of each way, you can also sum the element of the envelope. Because in return, once you map the condition of pathology, is the ordering system of the decimal of AA36 and AA41, which is ordering of AA35 and AA36. But perhaps in time, the network of a formula will also summation into the area of expertise and to realize the decimal of AA41 and AA46, which is a working or mapping condition of part even or ordering system of some of the element. It's just in time, once we network the order of digital color, the function of expertise is to realize the ordering system of ordering 1 on 2 and 1 on 5, which is the decimal of AA31 and AA36, which is in return, digital color is fading into a partition. And each partition is to order the decimal of AA36 and AA34, which is an something in that relay, or something. Once we have partitioned the network of ordering 2284 and 2285, which is the hexagon of the partition. The hexagon of the partition is to message the non-compound of the element of the envelope before we can take the element of technology. And in ordering system of the decimal, we can also sum into the element of vice versa. Vice versa is a teleport in relation to system 84 and system 51, which is a partition of a form. In that way, you can even order the decimal of AA36 and AA35, which is evening out into a decimal of form 8 and form 4. In that way, once we position the element of the envelope, the technology will also wisdom the truth of the area of expertise and to realize the digital color. In that way, if we even out the ordering system of birthmark and sharing into the colorful world, the ordering system will even out the digital color. The digital color is fading in and fading out into the birth tissue of the foreskin, and even out the digital color. But in return, once we summation into each of the expertise, we will realize the function of AA31 and AA36, which is ordering AA36 and AA31, which is a digital color of function ordering the expertise and to realize the digital artifact. The digital artifact is a fade in and fade out of the police army and to share into the relationship and to mark the message of the component of time. It's just in time, once we work out the digital color, the fade in and fade out is the conversion of RDN 1138 and RDN 5536, which is the birthmark of AA36 and AA41, which is a wisdom of truth and to guard the relationship. Because in return, the partition of a formula, we can also birth the mark of A care and also to listen to the M tune and also to function the order of digital color. In that way, if we even out the conversion of the teleport, we can also grab the next decimal of 6643 and 6646, which is ordering AA31 and AA35, which is the guardianship based upon NASA. To reverse the democracy of implementation, you need to work out the perhaps digital color. It's just in that way, once we sort out the problem solver, we can also assumption into the ordering system of the digital color. It's just in return, once we even out the conversion of the teleport, we can also associate the next third moon in relation to the development of the inflow technology. Because in return, the partition will be pathing itself into the wisdom of truth and to Carlos Zeno, the next psychology. But patient is a virtue in relation to psychology because Dr. T, MG from Mars is a teleport to the next Saturn. Because when there is a next Saturn, you can also program in the conversion of the telegram and to fade in or fade out into the next division of a provision and teleport into the next grid signal. The next grid signal, you will fade in and fade out into the gram of the element and also to summation into the expertise of non-conversion. In this way, if we program the next digital color, the function of the growth is to order the farmer. In this way, the farmer will enjoy the next country town in relation to separator and to also order the dysfunction. The dysfunction is the overseas guests in relation to the telegram and also to note out and note in into the next division of the support coordinate. In that way, once we have the support coordinate, we will share into the next overseas guests and also to program into the digital way. The digital way is ordering system of partition and to form itself into the next even order. In time, once we work out the digital color, the function of expertise will realize the decimal of 3382 and 3386, which is the support coordinate based upon its function to realize the digital color. But in time, once we share the next decimal, the ordering system of even out is a wisdom of truth and to fly into the machine. It's just in the decimal of ordering 1 and ordering 2, we will fade into the next hierarchy in relation to development of the technology. Because it's just in time, once we share that, we will also digital color the fade of a wind of sound and also to unturn the digital way. In relation to the development of the inflow technology, the ordering system of each birthmark is to share the next hierarchy. It's just in relation to the development. We can share into the next moon. But in time, once we do that, we will subdivide into the hierarchy and also to order the function of 1 on 1 and 2 on 4. In that way, once we network the area of expertise, we will realize the decimal of 6683 and 6684, which is a birth tissue of the element of the inflow. Because in return, once we order the digital color, the function of expertise is to realize the decimal of AA36 and AA34, which is a birth tissue of the transition. And any transition that we area, we can also summation into the ordering system of expertise and to realize the digital wall. The digital wall is a wisdom of truth based upon the latitude of coordinate. Each coordinate that once we summation into the expert of expertise, we will realize the digital function of the ordering system. If we can even out the ordering system of AA31 and AA36, it's just in time once we network the AA34 and the AA35 is the conversion of a telegram, and also to grid the decimal of ordering 1 on 1 and 2 on 5, which is ordering 246 and 245, which in time, once we network its area, we can also summation into next provision, because in time, once we function in the next provision, we will untelegram the decimal of AA35 and AA36, which is a conversion of a provision and to teleport the next provision. Somehow in that way, once we gram the decimal of AA31 and AA36, we can revision the support coordinate based upon the summation of an area. The summation of an area is based upon the digital color world and ordering function of AA36 and AA31, which is a support coordinate based upon the digital world. To function that way, we can gram into the element of the inflow technology and also to unbirth the death mark. Oh dear. When we unbirth the death mark, we are sharing into the next digital color. And the next digital color is the summation of the ordering system and to oversees each decimal of its formula. Because once we share the network of ordering 66A4 and 66A5, we are unbirthing the 4Hell, yes, by the police army. Because in return, once we share the network of its data, the composition of the element, we will summation into the next teleport to provision the support coordinate. In time, once we share that way, we are unsolving the decimal of each way. And perhaps in time, once we order the decimal of summing into the alignment of time, we can also provision the next data center, because mathematically, the understanding of the compound, we can also share into the next digital color and ordering system of AA36 and AA34, which is a provision of the support coordinate. Once we do that, we are sharing into the next gray. When we share into the next gray, you will also order the function of the expertise and to realize the provision. Any provision that we have, we are ordering into the next digital color and sampling into the line of tree and to element the inflow technology. Mathematically, the understanding of life is based upon the data of the teleport and also to gram itself into the police guard and to harden the growth of the seeds. Because the growth of the seeds are ordering system of its Fei Fei A1 and 2418 is a gram system of a wisdom tooth. To order this system, you can also summation into the ordering of expertise and to realize the digital color. It's just in time, once we provision the teleport, you can also ungrid the next decimal of ordering 66A4 and 66A5, which is the ordering system of the police, sharing the next decimal of a formula. In return, once we even out the ordering system of the decimal, you can summation into the next expertise and to realize your support coordinate. In that way, once we share the data of the provision, we can gram the next way and also to summation into ordering the decimal of AA36 and AA31, which is a revision of the support coordinate, and to share into the next telegram. It's just in return, once we share the data center, we will also undecimal the next provision of the teleport, because in time, once we share that, we will order the next decimal of a formula and also to summation into the ordering of the expertise and to realize the grapefruit. Grapefruit. I know the farmer who makes wine set up a beautiful farm for grape to make wine. But in that way, which is the ordering system of your seeds to growth, the wealth, wisdom of the area? Which way? Only the farmer knows, because in revision of your wine, who is whom will share the network of a provision to re-support the coordinate and to share into the next digital color. In that way, Dan, the diversity of your democracy is the implementation of your network and to area into the politician and to realize your Majesty, Queen Elizabeth. It's just in time, once you share the correct money in relation to your non-division to support the co and pro, you will re-support the area of expertise and also to undesign the sissy. When you do that, Wotton law will grade into the next transvestite in rely. What is the difference in rely? Once you order the difference, the Perthy will message itself into a divider and also to oversees the guests in relation to your development. But in return, when each seeds growth, where is the function of politics? And also to decimal the function of AA36 and AA31, which is a so-called. The so-called or so-called, so-called or so-called is the ordering system of the digital world. In the digital world, the functioning of the police guard is to share the next development of technology and ordering system of one-on-one to support the coordinate. In that way, SATA or NASA, you are sharing into the next decimal of AA36 and AA34, which is a co-division of a support coordinate and summtioning into the overseas guests and ordering the decimal of 11 on 2 and 11 on 5, which is a summoning order of in what way? The provision of the support coordinate is to share the network of one. The round of the blue moon is a democracy of the needed and also to function the area of expertise and also to comply with your injection. In time, once you do that, you are ordering system of a formula and to function into the area of expertise and to realize the digital world. In that way, each function is ordering system of the expertise and to realize the digital color. The digital color is the fade in and fade out in a provision of the teleport and also to gram into the next decimal. If there is a provision to support the code, you need to understand the next ISATA in relation to the microchip fiber. The microchip fiber is the hexamer of the halogen, and to work out the scientists in nutrition, no. In what way? Forming into the next aplex. Because in return, if you share the next uku, you will also data the component of AA31 and AA36, which is a cool way. In that way, the provision of the teleport, you can also summation into the ordering system of AA36 and AA34, which is a coordinate in relation to the delay null, departure null, element of transfer. The element of transfer is the way you design the inflow technology and also to wisdom the tooth of each teleport. Because in return, once you share the network of area 2348 and area 5536, which is a support code in relation to delay, because in time, once you network into the gram of AA46 and AA35 is a dir of the next telegram, because in return home, the grid will actually unturn itself into the provision of a program and also to share into the next gram. If there is an area, you can also summation into the planet of Pulu or platypus in relation to the Commonwealth Bank. But sharing the network into the ordering system is to understand its growth, the seeds of fly, and also to aplex the non-grid signal. In time, once you share the network of order, you can also summation into ordering system of 2281 and 2286, which is a support code for a line. The support code for a line is the function of ordering 6683 and 6684, which is a support code. A support code is the element of a transistor. Any transistor that you have, you will also fade into the element of technology and data the care for, because just in return, you will teleport into the next signal of gram 283 and gram 286, which is a support code in relay. In the relay, the element of the transmission is to order the next system of Prism 384 and Prism 385, which is the function ordering of Asia Pacific. In that way, once you order Asia Pacific, you will know the next European in relation to the delay. Because based upon the delay, the understanding of signal is to order the next telegram and also to summation into the next expertise. If this is a provision of gram 824 and gram 825, you can also order the next provision of a divider and also to summation into the ordering system of expertise. Because mathematically, the non-conversion of alignment of time, you need to understand my brother Kung. Because how did he get an honor at RMIT University? When he functioned, the sun from Java is one of the most Afari way to grid the next signal for my brother and summioning into the next sister. It's just in time. Once we share the Nuhu and also summioning into the next Nuhu, you will reverse into the democracy in relation to the conversion of the teleport and also to gram the next R-way. The next R-way is the functioning of expertise and to realize the medieval in relation to how this works. In time, once you share the medieval, you can also summioning into the ordering system of expertise and to re-demolish the implementation and to aid the welfare for Cindy, my sister-in-law. He's just in time. The functioning of the decimal is to order each system in each kind of way. But in the reversity of your stock, the reversity of the non-grid will function into the ordering of expertise and to provision the telegram. But in what way is the provision of the telegram and also to function into the overseas guests and order the system of Medicare? Oh, right. In that way, you will also need to grid the next decimal of medieval for King Arthur, and also to police the guard of the relationship and to Eligram the next Afari. The next grid system will share into the function of ordering system and also to decimal its functioning order, but just in time. Once you share the network of ordering, you will next formulate into the data core, because the data core will function into the overseas guests and also to inlay itself into the next provision. The next provision of a gram 8 and 248 is a subdivider in the relay and to develop the infolow. Because when you develop the infolow technology, the ordering system of each way, you will care the needed in relation to deploy. Because in return, when you deploy the grid, you have something like that. You will have the next decimal of even. And to do so, once you share the polygram of a testifier, you can also summioning into the ordering system of the expertise and to realize the anaconda. But in time, my friends, once you share the ordering system of even and out and data the core, you can also program into the next provision to support the code and also to summon the order of expertise and to realize a subdivider. It's just in time. Once we share the teleport, you can also program into the next intellectual copy tissue of the foreskin and to fade in and fade out into the next provision of a divider. But in time, once we share the network of area 2 and area 1, we can also summon into the decimal of the police guard and to share into the next formula. Because the way in and way out is ordering the digital color and to function into the expertise and to realize the ordering of AA31 and AA36, which is a sub-coordinate based upon the area of functioning 5546 and 5521, which is a digital color in relation to the teleport. This doesn't function properly. Oh, wait a minute. Oh. So once we do that, we will also gram into the next Kulu. The next Kulu is a subdivider based upon the teleport and also to function into the non-design or something in that way. It's just in time. Once we network the area of expertise, we will subdivide into the telegram and also to understand the needed and to impact the degradation of Form 834 and Form 825, which is a subdivision of the telegram, and also to function into the expertise of X136 and X348. It's just in time. Once we share the X, we will grid into the next design. But what is its function in relation to its completion? Because once we complete this grid, how can we unmeasure the next seeds of growth? Because mathematically, once we order this function, we can also summation into the medieval and to guide the next grid. But in return, once we guide or glide into the next grid, what is the decimal of its function into the ordering of non-non 83 and non-non 84? Which is the complexity of the decimal of its function? In return, once we share the network of area, we can also guardian the designer and to and from each way. You can add another one here, another one here, and another one here singly. But the way I do things, I'm not a gardener. But based upon that way,